Welcome, everybody, to Truth, Beauty, and Goodness, our Holy Nights portion of our full program this year. I'm Tess Parker, the Director of Programs for the Anthroposophical Society in America, and I just wanted to welcome you. We're really beginning a journey. So let's take a moment to just get settled. This session will be a little bit longer than the others, so we can introduce the forum and share a little bit more. But we will be having a consecutive 15-minute session between now and January 5th. So thank you for coming into this journey with us. So if you do have a candle, let's light that now. And I just want to, as you light your candle, I just want to let me take this down. Just take a moment to send some blessings to yourself, to your loved ones. And especially, I wanted to send blessings and love to those across the threshold, those who are with us from the spirit world, who are continuing to guide us and who we continue to have a relationship with in this time and all times. So maybe somebody comes to mind that you want to especially dedicate this moment to. So thank you all for being here. We are blessed to be together. This is a community effort. We have organizers. I want to thank Katrina Hoven, Angela Foster, Michele Mariscal, and Verlin McGilvray for helping to put this fantastic program together and orchestrate everything and working behind the scenes. We also have almost over 13 speakers and over 10 eurythmists to put this together. And you can find a listing of all those names and people on the resource page. We just had an astonishing and profound session with Brian Gray and Alice Stamm, who really helped open the space for us to go deeper. And I just wanted to give a special thanks to Brian for his sharing his extensive and heart-filled loving research for us. Just his dedicated work of many years is such a gift and a really special deed for us to receive heading into this program. So yes, truth, beauty, and goodness. These three words, these three ideals, they have a special power, the power of the word. And we wanted to bring these words in as a gift, a transformative, to honor the transformative power of these ideals. And this journey we're about to go on through the images is really meant to be your own journey, and we will have people bringing in thoughts and sharings. But we really wanted to have you have an experience with the images, to surrender to them, to have a conversation, to see them, and to also let them see you. So what does that mean? We'll find out together. But to really bring in a kind of heart thinking at this time. It's not so much about what is right or what is known, but what is really your true, deeper understanding. It might not even have words to put to it. But really kind of surrendering to your own mystery and to what is alive within you as we work with these images. So we'll hear from Berlin in just a moment, some more guidance for how to work with this contemplation time. So the form of our sessions together will be these kind of seed moments, these slightly condensed but very impactful sessions together where we can come online and do this work together, but then go off and have more personal, inward and deeper experiences. Not to say that we can't have profound experiences together online. The amazing power of kind of consecrating this space together. So these sessions will be 15 minutes today, a little bit longer, as I mentioned. And the form is really 5 minutes of opening the space and hearing from our leading thought speaker. Then we'll move into a 5-minute contemplation with the image on the screen. And then 5 minutes with a eurythmist that will change daily, working with the I Think speech that was introduced by Alice Stamm in our previous session. So if you didn't read, go back and refer to that session if you want to go deeper. So of course, these are just guides. I'm sure the time angels it won't be 5, 5, and 5, but we will create a beautiful program each day, and the recordings will be posted on the resource page. So if you haven't gone there yet, I'm sure most of you have, but Angela's going to put that in the chat right now. It has all of the many, many resources, the list of the presenters, the more about the paintings, more about Brian's research, just a myriad of resources for you. And we also have a bulletin board that has images from Madonnas all over the world. We recognize that we are bringing a specific stream out of the Renaissance era, working with mostly Raphael, working from a European perspective, but there's so many different cultures and streams that are working with the Madonnas and the power of the healing power of the mother and child. So we really want to honor and acknowledge that. And you can share your images, and there's others posted there. So I wanted to, before I bring in Berlin, just give you a preview. Today we'll be working with the Sistine Madonna. And we'll hear from Michele Mariscal and Eurythmy from Ruud. So once we hear a little more from Berlin, we will go into this, and we'll have this image up as well throughout. So this won't be the only time you see this. So thank you all for being here, and I'm going to pass it off to Berlin.
Thank you, Tess. Let me see. Yeah. Sorry. Got to figure out all the technology stuff. So hopefully you can all hear me so well here. It's a foggy, cold day where I am. It's nice to be inside with all of you. I'm so excited to be here and a part of this initiative. It's very special for me, and I'm so appreciative to everyone who's coming together for this work. I just wanted to bring about a little bit of the practical side of exactly what we're doing. This group has a couple of different focuses, and one of them is our time together on the call every day. And then the other focus is our evening meditation of the entire series, and what that might look like in some kind of a concrete way. So we have the 5-minute meditation that we'll be holding space for together every day on our call. And then you'll have your personal time in the evening to look at the entire series of images for your own meditation. Each day on our call, we'll be looking at 1 or 2 images, but in our evening meditation, we can look at the entire series as Dr. Steiner laid them out for us. And as Brian was telling us, it's such a healing opportunity for ourselves and for the world to engage this way, and for us to come together from all over the world in such large numbers is also this strong force for good into the world during this time of the Holy Nights. So I celebrate that with you. So one of the things that, I'm gonna grab this book, sorry, I forgot to get it out. One of the things that I think is so important is this lovely book by Christopher Bamford. where it has the images in it. And as only Christopher Bamford can do, he has a passionate and poetic way of talking about the process and giving us some background for that. And so I just wanted to share a few ideas that he brings to us from here. And if you have an opportunity to grab this book, it's a very supportive resource for what we're doing. And one of the things that he said in the book is that all we need is an inward vulnerability and an openness to meet these images. And that's a way of being actively receptive. And that's how these images can then reveal themselves to us. So for our 5-minute contemplation time on the call every day, I have a couple of ideas of ways that might spark thoughts for you of how to move forward with it. So they would be either contemplating the images, writing about the images, or somehow drawing in conjunction with the images. So that could look like, in a contemplative way, can look like just gazing at the image that we'll put up on the screen, and with a softened gaze and an open heart, and we can allow the image to engage with us or to connect with us. And that causes a bond that we'll be able to take into our evening meditations on the images, because we'll be going through each image over these next 12 days. Or we can write a description about the image that we'll put up on the screen. And so perhaps you would write with your non-dominant hand, or you would write words that came to you in some sort of poetic way, or perhaps a little poem, impressions or insights, something that maybe you wanted to remember about the image, or the things that strike you. You could be jotting those down as you gaze. Another way would possibly be to draw or bring some art into the 5 minutes, where you were putting on paper some of the things that created a space for you to connect with that image. So perhaps it's in color or form, some sort of rhythmic movement on your paper, ways that allow your soul to speak to you about the image and put that down on the paper. So those 5 minutes will be yours to use as you will. And perhaps these suggestions spark a little something for you, or a combination of them, or something that you try one thing one day and something else another day. But it's an opportunity for you to come into a supportive space with the image in conjunction with the collective of our group. But then at night, we have the opportunity to look at all of the images. And as Christopher Bamford says, he says, the series has its own efficacy, but it is amazingly flexible and understanding, and will work with whatever method you find most appropriate for yourself. All that is required is openness, confidence, and trust. So he's basically saying, we can't get it wrong. As long as we show up, then we're in that zone. So by taking some time, some kind of a meditative mood and structure, and we show up before bed, and we can hold the images up to look at, to gaze upon, to engage with, and giving ourselves enough time where we don't have to rush, and we can kind of center into that, kind of breathe or settle in or intend to be present. And that creates a mood of receptivity, this way of connecting with the images one by one, where we allow them to approach us. Christopher Bamford said, allow the image to approach you, even enter you, without memory, judgment, or preconception, and sit with it as long as you can. So you would walk through those 15 images in a way that creates a flow for you and feels good for you in that way. You might imagine that the image is looking at you just as much as you are looking at it, or even see an alternating flow where you are engaging the image and then the image is engaging you. And you can also close your eyes and contemplate the after image. Just let that come up for you at the end piece. And once the entire series has been gone through, you might want to document your work. You might want to write in your journal about any impressions that came to you during that time. then that creates a little personal experience that you take into your sleep state. You actually offer it up to your angel, and your angel takes it to the archangels, and then that will come back to you fructified in the morning. So it's an opportunity for you to observe as you awaken the next day what might be coming in and how that feels to you. So at this time of the holy nights, when the earth is at perihelion, it's as closest to the sun as it's going to get in its orbit of this year, we have this wonderful opportunity of engaging it using our work with the Madonnas. So with that, I want to bring in our speaker for today, Michele Mariscal. She's going to start us off on this wonderful journey, and take it away, sweetie.
Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome, welcome. And thank you so much for creating this warmth of community in these cold, cold days here on planet Earth. I wanted to share that as a process, a couple of the words that you just heard were inwardly vulnerable. This is a part of this process. And as part of my process in preparing to be a speaker, 2 days ago, I shared with the group, I have no words. I don't think there's going to be any words. I think we're just going to look at the art. And so trusting that whatever was to come through was going to come through. And so having trusted that and come back out, and also being reminded by one of my earth angels about another set of lectures called the 4 Seasons and the Archangels. There's also indications there about this inwardly enclosed space that is created in this Sistine Madonna. And you noticed how there's this inwardness created and the Christ child being held. And so what I wanted to do is just set the space for this particular image is one of them that is held outside of the pentagram. So it is one of the 15 paintings that is held out and up to the left, and it helps create this spiritual mood. It is really what is helping create the holding, this enclosed, sacred, silent space. And so I just want to read, this is out of Brian Gray's book on that he shared, Discovering the Zodiac in the Raphael Madonna series, a little bit about what is held here. If we try to make a picture of the soul that gives birth to the higher human being out of itself, out of the spiritual universe, we need only call to mind the picture of the Sistine Madonna. In the Sistine Madonna, we have a picture of the human soul born of the spiritual universe, and springing from the soul, the highest that a human being can bring forth, the human being's own spiritual birth, that within the human being is a new beginning of cosmic creative activity. And so some of the words that came as I began to emerge out of being held in this space. And when I view this image and what is being offered are the words, behold, humans becoming. So it's a call. And if we view this image, you can feel the past, the present, and the future. We can feel and remember Isis, the Divine Mother, holding us in the old mysteries as we were birthing higher self. We are now in this image where we are divinely held. And when we receive and we recognize that these eyes looking out at us from Mary, from the Christ child, from from this pointing figure. So we're really invited into this inward enclosure to contemplate, to find what is ours. And one of the activities that I created as a way to work with this, that you may also find as an invitation in this in this new mysteries, in this birthing of higher self, is to look in the mirror and utter those words to yourself. Behold, human becoming. And just allow what this picture offers, that knowing of the whole spiritual world of Divine Mother holding you, and you declaring this, what might be available in that activity. And then in our future, as we are calling in Sophia, the Divine Mother that we know in Sophia, we might in activity today, as we traverse through our day, as we come upon others, just declaring for ourselves in community with another human being, behold, human becoming. And notice what that allows for us to have for our own experience and this experience of growing in love. And the last piece I want to share with you, again, is a piece of writing from Brian Gray. It is in your materials. And it reminds us about our earthly life and what our work with the earth is. The seraphim, the spirits of love, serve the cosmic Christ to help initiate Earth's mission, to become the cosmos of love. What the human being will really give to the earth is love, a love that will evolve from the most sensuous to the most spiritualized form of love. Human beings exist in order that they may take into themselves the warm love of the divine, develop it, and return it again to the divine. But they can do this only by becoming self-conscious ego beings. Only then will they be able to render back this love. And so that is what I would like to invite us to take into our 5-minute contemplation time.
Thank you, Michele. We'll go into that, and I just wanted to remind, this is probably not the right time to say it, but there are places you can print your own at home if you prefer to have this physical copy. Okay. to call everyone back now. I'm going to take the image down. And yes, what I meant to say before I felt like it interrupted was that you can print. We do have a place you could print on your own on the resource page. So if you would like a physical image rather than a on-screen image, then you may do that. So I'm going to bring Mary Ruud to our stage and to share some Eurythmy with us. Okay.
Good morning. This is the I Think speech, which opens ourselves up to the capacity for Eurythmy. And we'll do it first, just as it was very first given to the first Eurythmists, as geometry. So you see I'm standing upright. If you take a minute to get up, if you've been sitting, find a place where you can stand, where you have a little bit of room. And take a minute to feel this uprightness. Feel your feet, your knees, light streaming through. Find your upright. And as we stand in the upright, the first gesture with the arms is horizontal. Very geometric, very pure. The right foot moves, and the hands move just up to align to our larynx. Our left foot moves, our hands move to align under our heart. The next one, right foot is going to move. We turn ourselves inside out, reach. The hands are in line with the feet. Left foot moves in, and there's a line at the top of our head. Right foot moves, we're parallel to the heavens. So Steiner gave this as geometry, but at the same time he said, whenever your soul is troubled so much that it causes pain in your body, in the digestive system, this will be healing. So let's look at it again and add in the words that Steiner gave with it. So feel your feet, feel this uprightness and this horizontal. Now feel your larynx is completely free. The silent mystery of the word is I think speech. Now active, right foot, up to the larynx. Activity, I speak. Left foot, under the heart. Now the heart is free. The mystery of wisdom, right? I have spoken. Turn ourselves inside out, reach for the spirit. I seek myself in the spirit. Left foot comes in. Find yourself again. I feel myself within myself. And the final gesture, reaching all the way to the spirit. Feet are grounded. I am on the path to the spirit, to myself. One last time, we will do it silently, but I'm asking you to imagine you have a friend standing behind you or your angel, and they're making the gestures behind you, and you just enter into what they've done without any words. Find those gestures. Feel what's standing behind you. It gives the impulse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Michelle, Berlin, and everybody today. And thank you for coming to our first session. I look forward to seeing you for the next 12 consecutive days. And please have a very Merry Christmas and whatever holiday you have in your hearts at this time. Thank you for being here. I'll let you all unmute and say goodbye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you much.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Happy joy,
Merry
joy.
Christmas. Thank you. Holiday.
Bye.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Haley.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Amazing how many people.
Merry Christmas.